Gaslighting is something that a lot of people can relate to, whether you're aware of it yet or not. I thought that we had something special. I can't start with talking about gaslighting. I have to start with talking about intuition, at least a little bit. The first chapter in my book is called Fear and Intuition, and I believe that's foundational if you're going to talk about any other type of abuse stuff. So, intuition is your God-given, built-in alarm system that lets you know when you're in danger. Now, gaslighting, in my opinion, is the best tool to combat your intuition. I'm going to read you the definition of gaslighting so that I don't mess it up by trying to say it off the top of my head. It happens when someone who wants to control us tells us that what we believe is wrong. If they do this long enough, we eventually stop believing in what we think, feel, and perceive. Gaslighting is psychological manipulation that sows seeds of doubt into a person, making them question their own memory, perceptions, and sanity. So if they can do this and they can put seeds of doubt into you long enough, then reality isn't reality anymore. And if reality isn't reality anymore, then you can't trust your intuition, right? Because they're going to make you question it all the time. So your intuition is saying, it's screaming inside of you, this person is bad for me. The things that they're saying are wrong. I don't feel okay. This isn't okay. But the gaslighting person over here is telling you that that's totally wrong. And so then you're questioning, is it not okay? I mean, this is normal, right? This is how people think, and you will squelch your intuition to the point where you can't hardly hear it at all. Maybe not at all. That's very normal over the course of time. Now, obviously, if you can identify this and nip it in the butt early, then it's not going to be near as detrimental to you. But if you are somebody who's been dealing with this for 20 years, it makes a big difference. So today I'm going to go over 4 gaslighting techniques. I'm going to take it from the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, and we're just going to kind of talk through it. And then next week we're going to talk about signs that your partner is gaslighting you. Techniques: denial, countermeasures, diversion, and trivializing. And they are going to sound similar, but they're different. Denial. They pretend like they didn't do anything. They don't understand what you're talking about, or they just absolutely refuse to listen in the first place. Or they pretend to forget what happened, right? They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that. Huh. Denial. So then they're going to say things like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to hear this again. That's just, I refuse. I refuse to listen to your version of the truth. It's not going to happen. I never agreed to that, or I never said that, or I never promised that, or whatever. You're just making stuff up. You're just making stuff up at this point. Oh my gosh, you just can't handle the truth, can you? Or they're just going to straight out tell you that what happened didn't happen. I didn't hit you. I didn't look at that girl. I was not flirting with her. Whatever the case may be. Counter maneuvers. They question your memory of events, even when you remember them accurately. So they're just kind of evading. The big one here is them saying, it didn't happen that way. It happened this way. And they're going to tell you their version of what happened. And sometimes it's close to the truth, and they just twist it a little bit, and that's enough to make you go, well, maybe I'm wrong, because I remember X, Y, and Z, but I don't remember this. But I mean, people forget things, right? So maybe I just forgot that, or I didn't notice that. Yeah, maybe that's it. And other times they'll just flat out tell you something completely off the wall, and then you're like, you know that's wrong, right? But they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. And so you're like, am I crazy? Like, that's so not what I know. That's not what I remember. Am I crazy? And you would not think you're crazy at first. You know, at first you're gonna be like, no, you're straight lost your mind. But over time, if they keep doing it, that's the sowing seeds of doubt. You know, they're just putting little potential doubts in there. And over time, those grow. They compound and they grow, and you really, really start to question yourself. Technique number 3 is diversion, where they're basically trying to take the attention off of them and what they did wrong and put it on you or anywhere that's not them, really. So in this, they'll change the subject or question your thinking, telling you things like, you're imagining things, didn't happen that way. Your friend so-and-so is putting crazy ideas into your head. You were looking at that guy, you were flirting with that guy. I know that you're dressed that way so that you can get so-and-so's attention. Whatever they can do to change it off of you. A lot of times, in my experience, that ends up in a fight where they're accusing me of stuff. Because if they can act like they're mad at me and they can put me on the defensive where I'm having to defend myself, then it takes the attention off of them and what they did. I don't have time to think about what that person did when I'm defending myself from what I know I didn't do. And number 4 is trivializing. They'll act like your needs and your feelings aren't important, or they'll downplay what they did. So they might say things like, you get upset over such little things, or you're too sensitive, or I didn't squeeze your arm that hard, or I didn't hit you that hard. Get over it. Come on. It's not that big of a deal. They're just making you feel like your feelings aren't valid. And again, your feelings are going to go back to your intuition. If you feel like something is wrong, it's because something is wrong. And in trivializing, they're going to tell you that those feelings are not accurate. They're going to tell you that you're crazy or whatever, but they're going to downplay the way you feel. And if they can convince you, because it's not always combative. That's something else you need to know. Gaslighting can be very, very sly and sneaky and much more like the 90% truth with a little bit of lie thrown in there. That's what really makes you question a lot of times, because most of it's accurate and you remember that. So you're questioning, okay, well, maybe I'm taking this too far. Maybe I'm overreacting in this situation. But if you're angry or you're hurt or you're scared, all of those feelings are valid. And all of those feelings say that something is wrong, and they're put in you to encourage you to change something. That's the whole reason for them being there. If you're scared, it is an alarm system that's letting you know that there's danger. If you are hurt, it's an alarm system letting you know that the way that somebody's treating you is not okay. And if you're angry about something that they did, that's letting you know that what they did was not okay. And if they can downplay these things and they can make you question your feelings and go, maybe I am overreacting. He's right, she's right, they haven't done this before, or they've been there for me all of this time, why would they do something like this, or whatever. The human brain is really, really good at rationalizing things and justifying things. So to recap, gaslighting techniques, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, are denial, countermaneuvers, diversion, and trivializing. If you recognize any of these things in your life, then take notice. Become more aware, pay more attention, and trust your gut. That's your warning system. That's there to let you know that something is wrong. And it doesn't matter how much somebody on the outside tells you that your feelings are wrong. What matters is the way that you feel about it. If you feel like something is wrong and you are scared, you are angry, or you are sad, those are indicators that something is not okay. And it's okay to trust those feelings. Those feelings are there to encourage you to make changes. Whether it's changes in relationship, changes in job, changes in where you're living, changes in your atmosphere, whatever. Those things are warning signs, they're indicators, and their sole purpose is to take care of you. Gaslighting's sole purpose is to take care of the other person, the gaslighter, and they're not concerned about how it affects you. Make sure to join next week so that you can find out if you're actually being gaslighted or not. Thanks for watching. I'll do my part to keep you safe by continuing to put out weekly videos about all things related to intimate partner violence. If you haven't already, please do your part by subscribing to this channel and hitting the notification button so that you don't miss a single video. Bonus points if you share videos with people that you believe will benefit from the information. Until I see you again, stay safe.